Musky fishing in the winter of 2020 was a struggle, to say the least. My buddy Josh and I raised fish and even had a few aggressive strikes, but after several long days and countless hours of casting, we had nothing to show for it. Why? Because the muskies were, well, acting like muskies. But after giving the fish a couple months to spawn, I woke up early on a rainy April morning to chase the post-spawn bite in the scenic mountains of West Virginia, in an area that never disappoints. Well, good morning, and if you are new to my channel, my name is Sam Gaza from SG Angling, and if you remember, a year ago I did the Three Brothers trip to Stonewall Jackson Lake. This year, about a year later, we're out here again. The problem is there's no Three Brothers, it's just me. This pandemic has caused a lot of problems and disruptions in our fishing trips, but we're back here, end of April, so hopefully the fish are moving out of the spawn. It's been rainy and cool, so we're still going to follow the same game plan as we did last time we were here. Going to focus on the creek arms and the bays within those creek arms. So we'll start there. We'll give you an update from there. It's a fish! Oh! My gosh, he's off. There's a follow. Nice. So that first spot, we spent over an hour there. We raised 3 different fish. One was on, got off somehow. I didn't realize I had it on at first. You know how muskies hit? Sometimes you just feel them, you don't see them. Just finally set the hook, and then I think he came at me and let up some slack line, and I lost him. 2 others, which were definitely over 40 inches, had them to the boat, you know, lazy follows. So good start so far. I'm not sure what's going on, if it's moon, right? This is right around a moon phase, but maybe we have a front coming through as well. So we're on to our next spot. We'll see what happens. That was a nice one. The 30s, maybe? wrapped up. There we go. There we go. We knew she was going to eat and he ate. She was hot. Her fins were quivering. There we go. There she is, folks. Real nice 40.5-inch muskie. We'll let her back in. So before that catch, I had raised 5 separate fish, had one on, and lost it. And all of the fish were coming from wind-blown bays. And I decided to sneak in here. I've never fished in here before. There were some changes in the bottom contour, so there was some riprap coming in, and then there was some sand and a little shallow flat. And that muskie came off a shallow flat. I don't know if she was just finishing up the spawn or going through the motions or whatever, but she was so hot on the 8. It was unbelievable. And when I hung it on the top turn, as you know, she just slammed it. So, of course, I caught it with my homemade bucktail with a little copper number 5 fluted Indiana. And then I've got my gold and copper skirt with a little Mr. Twister on the end of it. It's been like on fire today. Honestly, I've used a bunch of different lures, probably half a dozen. And this has been the only lure that has raised or got any fish to nip. So, yeah, let's continue with this pattern and see if we can get another one. Also, here's my hand from it. So again, war wounds. One of her teeth went right into my thumb, and then her gills got the back of my hand again. So war wounds is what we call them. Booster cables? Like jumper cables?
Yeah.
I don't. What's the issue?
It got ready to move and the battery was run down. It's like a new battery, but I guess electronics has done it, It's never done it, but you Muskian, ain't you?
Yeah.
That's all we can hook today's muskies.
Really?
Well, we're bass fishing. We've seen 4 muskies, and caught 2.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything of size?
He had one. We couldn't get in the boat because he didn't have a net big enough, and it just whooped us finally, and finally broke him off, but it was a dandy now. And then we caught another one was probably, I don't know, that I caught was 2 foot long or something. But I believe the one he caught was every bit of 4 foot, at least, it was a dandy.
Yeah.
You have a pair of pliers and anything get a nut on.
Pair of pliers? Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're bass fishing, but we can't hardly catch a bass.
You want something like this?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, so, muskies they're all really shallow right now.
Just throwing a crankbait's all we've been catching them on.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Good luck, guys.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Were you guys gonna fish this cove here?
No, you have at it, buddy. 'Cause like I say, we put 2 in here and had another, showing
Sounds good. Have a great day. With a lot of musky baits that come straight out of the box, you get these straight model treble hooks. Now there's nothing wrong with those, but I've been watching a lot of musky videos lately where guys' hooks are bending out. But what I do is I actually replace them out with Mustad KVD 3X strong triple grip musky hook. And it's better, I think, because the metal is thicker on the hook. It comes out wider, and the barb is also thicker as well, so it helps keep the fish pinned better. It's also a short shank hook. The tips of the hooks come out a little bit wider, and because that metal is extra strong and extra thick, once you get the hooks sharp, they stay sharp for longer. So the hooking percentage increases, and also your hooks are not going to bend out with these hooks versus these. So one of the best things to do to start out, take your top favorite 10 top favorite musky lures, replace them with these hooks. You can buy them off Amazon. I'll leave them in the description below, and it'll increase your hooking percentage and keep fish pinned better.
Here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one. Not super hot. I knew there'd be one in this bay. I knew it. Come on. Holy mackerel. These net jobs are always an adventure. I always look like I'm frantically scrambling to net them, because I am. It's 35. Very good. There she is, folks. Nice 35 incher. Got a pit tag in her, you can see that. So we're going to report that number. And I think they're doing a study right now on delayed mortality, so we'll get her back in. Real nice fish. Beautiful. And there she goes. All right, I've said it maybe a dozen times so far on my show, but you got to make sure to do a figure eight at the end of every single cast, even when your wrist hurts. Because I promise you, if your wrist hurts and a muskie comes up on the blind figure eight and hits and you end up catching him, you'll notice that immediately all your pains go away. It's amazing. It was caught with a bucktail, flexible wire bucktail, basically the same thing I've been making, but I actually had Big O's bucktails. Big O's bucktails, check him out on Instagram. He custom made this for me in a flexible wire pattern, Flexible wire is the new thing because it doesn't end up getting bent in an L. It stayed straight. You see that? Great leaders, by the way, made by catchingmusky.com. He makes fluorocarbon leaders. He can make you 18-inch, 12-inch trolling leaders, whatever you want. So he doesn't just sell the Huey and bucktails and topwater, but he also sells awesome fluorocarbon leaders. So yeah, we're gonna take a few more casts and then call it a day. Well, as we're tucked away in this bay, we're gonna call it a day. And what a day it was. I think we saw 7 muskies, maybe 8. I think it was 7 different fish. We raised one a couple times, caught 2, had one on and lost it, so we really should have caught 3. But muskies get off sometimes. It's the way it works. But what a day. The fish were shallow. Some of them I think were maybe still going through the motions of spawning. Some done with spawning. Some were very hungry, as you can tell. The water has been just all over the map. I mean, it's been rainy, it's been cold. March was warmer than April, so it's been just a weird spring so far, but the fish are active. Can't wait to come back here again. We'll call it a day. One last note for all of you who are watching. If by the time you are watching this pandemic is still going on, please stay safe and healthy out there. Yeah, thanks for tuning in today, and it was a good day. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. We'll see you next time. There's a muskie.